Did I kill the conversation again?
No, of course not. I think it's just processing.
Conversation is always processing it with me.
Yeah.
I think most people have that one friend who's just stupid good at fighting games that no one can really ever compete with, or at least most of the other group can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one of those.
I wouldn't say I'm stupid good, but I just enjoy playing them. But I enjoy playing lots of fighting games, so I never get good at one.
If I were to suggest one, I'd have to say Injustice: Gods Among Us. That game is really fucking good.
I like it, but it's not. There's something kind of stiff about it that I don't like.
Mm.
I think it's just Mortal Kombat style these days. Midway, NetherRealm, whatever they're called now.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it. Oh,
Yeah, I think flow is probably the most important factor in keeping a fighting game fun.
yeah.
It's not even just like pure speed either. It's like I know Dead or Alive, for example. I really enjoy the games, but it just goes too quickly at times, and it sort of affects. Considering it's based on countering, um, it's very hard for someone new to get used to that system. Granted, it's simpler than Virtua Fighter, so it's easier to get into in the short term at least.
Alright, guys, we just upgraded to copper.
Hooray!
Yeah!
It was like the third episode, and we finally have a viable, well, not really so much viable, but a semi-viable weapon.
Now we
We
can
aren't
make
going to get laughed at.
now we can make wire and thus create electricity.
But we don't want to dismantle our sword, because then we won't have...
We won't need swords when we've got lightning.
Do you know what happens to a slime when it gets hit by lightning?
the same thing as everything else.
I was actually going to
Wouldn't
say
surprise
I
me.
refuse to finish that quote, but
Well,
fine.
I finished it. I finished the stupid quote.
Does that?
You're fired.
Damn it!
I'm sure slimes are probably made of silicon or something.
Mm. Okay. I actually should probably save right now, because we're supposedly strong enough to cross the bridge to the south, and that generally means we're probably not.
If you're a master of this game, you're now at an adequate level, but otherwise, not so much.
Otherwise, 6 more episodes of this! Oops.
The collective reflection of all of us on what we're doing with our lives.
Yeah. Honestly, I think this is the most fulfilling thing I've ever done. And that doesn't really say a whole lot, but...
So did this series eventually become... Is it still going under another name now?
What do you mean?
It's Dragon Quest.
It's Dragon Quest now, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was Dragon Quest then, but I think I might have mentioned it last time I was on, but I think there was a Dungeons and Dragons book called Dragon Quest, so they had some license. Did that come through?
It ended at lice.
Oh. They might have had some licensing issues originally, so changed the name to Dragon Warrior.
Right.
I know that lasted until the 7th title, and then it became...
And then it
But we didn't
became
get any of them except for Dragon Warrior Monsters,
right,
which is the Pokemon of the Dragon Warrior series.
right. You might want to get a little closer to the mic, because you keep cutting out
Oh,
mid-sentence.
sorry. Is that better?
Yes. Well, I won't know until you say a sentence, and then it just ends abruptly. What the hell? I keep getting attacked every step. Actually, for what we're doing right now, that's good.
You one-shotting them all?
Yes. Yeah, of course, I'm equipped with a copper sword, which for some reason works.
They're all
He's
allergic
basically
to
the
copper.
Juggernaut now.
Yeah. Until I face a bunch of magicians and get my shit rocked. Okay, so there's a bridge somewhere here to the south. And of course it doesn't go downward because they didn't have a sprite for a bridge that goes vertically. Oh, fuck.
I think they kept that in Dragon Quest IV.
Yeah.
If I remember right in it, because Dragon Quest IV on the DS is a remake of the original NES game.
Right.
Well, NES Dragon Quest IV.
You want a vertical bridge? Are you mad?
We don't have the resources for that sort of programming.
It's the bridge to heaven.
Oh my god, not really. I'm getting my balls rocked. Oh my god! Guys, we are not ready for this.
Retreat!
What level is it?
Huh?
What level is it?
I'm at level 6. And supposedly I was going to be ready for this, but I do not feel ready for this. Oh, I have to stay near the bridge. I have a walkthrough because I have no idea what to do in this game. And it says just stay near the bridge. And I keep failing initiative rules apparently. God damn
I'd
it.
say you're ruining the magic, but what illusions are we putting forward here?
Yeah. This game is basically like a transcribed game of Dungeons and Dragons as it is. Son of a bitch!
Well, that's what a lot of early RPGs were, in essence.
Yeah.
Some of us kind of wish they were still that.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, I want something similar to Neverwinter Nights, where it was basically a virtual pen and paper multiplayer game.
Right.
Though, I've only played D&D once, actually.
I've played D&D about 3 times, maybe.
I've played a few tabletop campaigns, not necessarily D&D, but the same kind of games.
Yeah.
I played an Elven Cleric in
I play
an online.
I play Pathfinder on Saturday nights, about every other Saturday night. It's pretty cool.
But yeah,
I'm
I
trying to
played
get
an
in on
Elven.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I played an Elven Cleric once, I think in 4th edition, and found myself at I was the late straggler to the group, so I had like a choice of thief or cleric, so I just went with that, and found myself really enjoying keeping everyone alive and missing badly.
That's always what happens, too. You can never be competent in anything whenever you're playing those games, because for some reason the rules are just always against you, like, very badly.
I kind of decided to play it off as because it was in a chat, so I decided to just type out every miss as a deliberate attack at something else, which did make me the worst follower of the god of nature, as I burnt down a forest.
Very nice.
I found programs to do like online campaigns like that. Like if you watched Spoonie's Pathfinder live stream.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch that.
Yeah. Well, I found something similar that it's basically just it's like a video chat room, only the video feed is just a grid, and whoever's running it has access to all the tokens and whatnot. I've attempted to run online games over there, but they have a bad habit of falling through.
Right.
Because getting people's schedules to line up is hard.
Huh, I wonder if we have any experience with that.
Mm.
Oh, I was about
We
to...
tried to do that with we had that same problem happen with City of Heroes. We tried to create a role play team that would just go from the first few missions to the last missions of the game, all the way through in character. But in like 3 weeks, it fell apart. It was just really badly put together. We couldn't do it.
Yeah, you really. I mean, you don't have to be in this, but it's a lot easier when you're like a group of people who's all going to the same like university or you're still in school, because if you all have different jobs doing different things and adult responsibilities,
Yeah.
it becomes really difficult.
Well, that really depends on how established you are, too. Because if you're, like, a professional in your field, then you can, like, stuff it and make your own hours and, like, schedule stuff like that. I generally can, because though I'm not the professional, my direct boss is. It's just right now I have 2 jobs, so... Yeah.
My job's just shift work, so it's set times. So like at the moment, I'm working from 10:30 to 7 in the evening.
Right.
But and that's the latest you can work. But it's variable. So I'm Saturday I'm working, for example, and it's 9 to 5:30. Sometimes you can work finish at 7 p.m. and you'll be starting at 8 a.m. Which doesn't sound so bad, but it takes me a fair amount of time just to get home. So it's just kind of sort of wish I had a job where that wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
Plus, you get all the weirdos
And
calling at night.
Oh, you could deal with that crowd?
Yeah.
Okay, so what were you saying, Mike?
I was just saying, with a tabletop game, those sessions can last several hours at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually, there was a time where I discovered a bunch of a Fallout set of tabletop rules, but I didn't like them because they added a bunch of, like, extraneous stuff that wasn't really considered as canon. So I, like, spent a lot of time trying to strip out the rules, make them easier, and make them viable for playing, and it never happened.
Yeah, I tried to make a mod. Well, I'm pretty sure I succeeded in making a mod for Dark Heresy, in which you could choose to play as a Jedi, someone in Starfleet, a Green Lantern, and I just threw in a bunch of classes I thought would be funny. But it was more or less, if it were a video game, you would call it a reskin
Yeah.
of the game. But I did have one kind of beta testing campaign, but never got past that.
I kind of feel like I have to talk about this. One of the few experiences I had with D&D, we all know how my luck is, right? Like, we've all witnessed how my luck works watching me play these games.
So I think we're currently in the process of witnessing it.
Yeah. Well, fucking... You know how you have to roll all your stats first whenever you're creating your character?
Yeah.
Well, I always go with a barbarian, which means, strength and, I think, dexterity. I can't remember what stats were supposed to stay higher.
Probably your, like, toughness or endurance.
Yeah, and, like, I rolled a 3, and you'll never guess where that 3 went.
Strength?
Intelligence. Like, I'm looking at this character... with like a 3 intelligence, a wisdom of somewhere around there, and it's just like, well, you know what? His name's Meat. He specializes in 2-hand weapons, and we're going to use Berserk on this. He's going to have the talent of like Rage or Berserk or something like that. It's like, that's going to be him. He turned out to be one of the most useful characters in the whole thing.
Min-maxing can be a powerful force.
Yeah.
I had a friend in
Did he have a
a
miniature giant space hamster called Boo?
What? Well, the thing.
Am I the only one?
No, go ahead. You tell your thing.
It's not my thing. It's just Baldur's Gate,
Okay.
the barbarian Minsk. His sidekick is a miniature giant space hamster that he keeps in his pocket called Boo.
Nice.
I have a buddy who was in a Firefly campaign and decided he wanted to be the best there was at shotguns. So
Motherfucker!
he put all of his points into his shotgunning ability. He was as low intelligent as a character could be while still being considered sentient.
Yeah.
But his goal was to be able to remove a bullet from a person using another bullet.
So he was like the Rain Man of shotgun users.
Firearms, yeah.
More or less. It probably didn't help that his character, he took alcoholic as a character trait, and to get in character would just show up plastered every session.
I think
I did have a character who. Sorry, go on.
I think the biggest issue that I had with my character was that really the campaign that we were given. It was for my birthday, and the campaign was like a zombie campaign in a fantasy setting, and it was just really bizarre. Like, it didn't feel very fantasy-like because you didn't. We were basically being sent away by our elders into the wilderness to fend for ourselves because they were dying. They sent us off with all their supplies and stuff, and it was weird. Like, it was just like, it didn't feel like a fantasy setting to me. Not to complain about it, because it was fun at the time, excluding my buddy insisting on being a thief, even though the DM's like, that's not a good idea. Don't be a rogue in this case, because you won't actually be doing anything. Which it just basically devolved to him going, me take care of my light work, and me going in and attacking everything. So, yeah, it was just, the zombie setting didn't feel conducive to an open role-playing environment, you know?
You'd think a thief might be useful just in, like, scavenging for items and so on.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
I
it probably
played a
tend to
thief.
seem more like the pickpockety thief. Is he the kind of more Tomb Raider-y thief where he's good at finding traps and treasure and whatnot? Or I guess it would largely depend on what kind of thief he had rolled up.
He was more of a stealthy assassin, like rogue type thing,
Gotcha.
which really wouldn't.
It reminded me of no, so it just reminded me of one of Spoonie's Counter Monkeys, where one of the guys playing a thief was just every situation requiring a thief was just, I'm not that kind of thief.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of tabletop games, go watch Spoonie's Counter Monkeys, especially the Thieves World episodes.
I just find it funny
I
that
need to catch up on them.
I just find it funny that they're watching us before Spoonie and aren't aware of Spoonie, so we're
Do we have
telling them, but they're aware of us.
And unless I'm counting wrong, I think we have a viewer.
We may, because I told 2 people about this. So lovely viewer, you can actually speak up in the chat. Though I lied to 2 people and told them we were doing Ocarina of Time, because that was the original plan. But we are in dire need of episodes of this, so this is what's going on right now.
The old bait and switch.
I don't know. I think I would find that if people found out we were playing Dragon Warrior, they'd still be alright with it. Dragon Warrior is a good game.
Well,
Once you get into the meat of it, anyway.
they haven't left yet.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it. It's my buddy Killian.
Hello, Killian.
He yelled at me because the last time we did Ocarina, I totally forgot to tell him, even though he told me beforehand to tell him whenever we're doing these. So now I have to be sure to tell him or he'll yell at me.
Surprise. It's not very good.
What? Our Ocarina of Time ones?
Well, there's less to go wrong with this one.
Yeah. Okay, now we're ready to get better armor. Hooray.
You're not dodging dinosaurs by diving into lava for one.
Yeah. Hey, I managed to figure that out. I figured out that part. I figured out that lava was bad, and we all learned a life lesson that day.
If the Star Wars prequel series and Lord of the Rings hadn't taught you lava was bad by this point.
Well, whenever you get into panic mode, because the thing was just rolling around, like, oh god, why? What am I supposed to do?
I don't know.
Rolling around at the speed of kick your ass.
Pretty much. Okay, chain mail.
To be fair to the prequels, in a weird way, they kind of teach you that even Anakin Skywalker can be fixed by lava. And will become the ultimate badass of space. And be voiced by James Earl Jones.
If we burned off the limbs of actual Hayden Christensen, if that would fix his acting.
You're free to try.
Actually, the bizarre thing is I've seen him in other movies, and he wasn't bad. Like, I don't know what the direction he was given for Star Wars was that made him just a complete wooden puppet.
He was given direction.
Lucas?
Yeah, he was given direction by George Lucas. There's your answer.
Because he was in a movie called Breaking Glass, which was about what was it? It was about a magazine writer, or a columnist, basically. I can't remember the name of the magazine. I think it was The New Republic, that was basically making up his stories and having these elaborate systems to make people think they were real, and he was actually really good in that.
I'd like it if they... I mean, there's now the new trilogy on the way as well, which makes me kind of worried. But, I hope they do just decide, you know what, let's ignore the original let's ignore the prequels entirely and pretend they never happened.
Honestly, I think
they haven't been quick to mention midichlorians anymore, so maybe they're trying to back away.
I honestly think the way to show their mettle with the Star Wars series is to not ignore the prequels, but to, refer them in a way that actually works. That makes it so it doesn't detract from making something good, continuing the saga, but not ignoring it, because as much as we don't like it, it's still part of the saga, But if they just...
Well, I do really like the explanation for the midichlorian thing, that somebody said, well, at the time they thought that midichlorians were the cause of the Force. They're really just an indicator of someone who's Force sensitive.
Right.
Like, the more powerful you are, the more midichlorians you have, but they don't cause you to be more powerful.
Pretty quiet.
I'm trying to figure out what, I'm just waiting for Darth Mickey. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait for Kingdom Hearts. It may happen. Our viewer has said he's waiting for Darth Mickey. It'll probably...
I don't know. I kind of want... I've said, since this has happened, I think we should have Boba Fett as an Avenger.
Yes!
Oh, you could have Darth Vader versus No, you can't actually, because Fox.
Yeah, Fantastic Four aren't totally owned by Marvel.
Oh, God.
Which is why Spider-Man and Wolverine were not in the Avengers, aside from the fact that they're not Avengers.
Yeah.
Although apparently, Sony were working with Marvel to put the Oscorp building in the skyline for Avengers, but it just didn't get done in time.
I still find it hilarious that Michael Jackson once tried to buy Marvel so that he could play Peter Parker in a Spider-Man movie.
What?
Yep.
Are you serious right now?
I wish that had
Back when
happened.
Marvel was failing, Michael Jackson was like, "I'll buy Marvel, but I get to play Peter Parker."
Wow. What would be?
Imagine.
I get to play Peter Parker.
But I'm MJ.
Wow, that would be a very, very confusing movie. Imagine the special effects they would have had to use for the rain kiss scene.
Another hilarious acting thing. When Fox got the rights to make the 1998 Doctor Who movie, Paul McGann was not their first choice to play the Doctor.
Oh, I know. Oh, I read all about that. There were a lot of very interesting choices.
Their number one choice was one Tim Curry.
Yes.
Has he
I
been in
think
Doctor
Tim.
Who?
I don't believe so, but I think he could make a delightful master.
Yes. Yeah, we've talked about this before. I remember you saying that exact thing.
I think it was over just the Skype text chat, though. It wasn't like on podcast or anything.
Not on record. I honestly
For
think...
the record, Tim Curry, play the master. Come on.
Honestly, though, like, you remember the movie Clue, where he went clean-shaven, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he could be both the Doctor and the Master.
Just the goateed version of him as the Master.
Oh, according to our a viewer, if you look at the Marvel site, they have a full-blown plan with the Avengers, which will actually put Wolverine and Spider-Man in the 4th Avengers movie. The 4th.
Well, they'll need someone to replace Robert Downey Jr. because I don't think he's going to be able to keep being Tony Stark
Why is
for
that?
a fourth. Well, it
He's
was
already like 50.
yeah, it was debatable, and I don't know if it's still in debate or not, whether he's going to be in Avengers 2 or even if they were going to make a third Iron Man. I think he was contractually obligated to make 4 movies with
Right.
3 Iron Men and 1 Avengers, but last I checked, there was some debate as to whether he was going to reprise the role for Avengers 2.
Yeah, there was.
To be fair,
Oh, go ahead.
Iron Man doesn't necessarily need Robert Downey Jr. to be in the action scenes at all. So they could probably get away with it. Bruce Willis hasn't
True.
aged badly, so maybe he won't.
Well, I mean, I think the ending of Iron Man 3 was, at least in part, it was written so that they could explain why Iron Man wasn't there if Robert Downey Jr. steps down.
Hmm.
I don't know how they'd be able to continue on. Like, they'd be able to do Avengers 2 without Iron Man at all. I don't think that would be in the cards.
I suppose the way
Well,
they
they
could do
want-
it is even if Iron Man becomes an inactive player in the team, Tony Stark could still be around.
Oh, shit.
Maybe replacing Nick Fury or something.
Yeah. Well, there's
And
another...
they still have, they could still say War Machine could come in.
Yeah. Shit. This is just trying me right now. Oh, thank God.
Be right
Alright.
back.
Okay. BRB LOL. And for those of you just joining us, I think Mike had to go take a pee.
I would say though, if there's one thing I do want to see in the Avengers movies, I'd like to see them push the other characters a hell of a lot more. Like, it'd be nice to see character. I think Captain Marvel or Carol Danvers or whatever name she's going by now. She's gonna be in the next one, and she's pretty much the Marvel equivalent to Superwoman or Wonder Woman, I guess.
Right.
So she could be a pretty heavy hitter in the group. But that's if she manages to get her own movie, which there haven't been too many successful Superwomen movies, so...
Yeah. You know what I want to see? I want to see a She-Hulk movie.
Me too, actually.
Except the only problem with that is you know exactly where they're going to go with it.
they'll make it terrible.
Yeah, like it might as well just be porn, probably, with what they would try to do with it.
Well, sometimes the comics are as well.
Yeah. Well, I guess she's kind of
Thing is,
characterized that way, but not always.
I think She-Hulk was kind of like a prototype Deadpool in a way.
Hmm.
So she should really be more fun comedy sort of stuff. But they'd have to. I want them to make a new Hulk movie with Mark Ruffalo before they.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Just because they just keep. I don't know why they. I loved the Edward Norton Hulk movie, so I don't know why that one didn't do better.
I don't know, I never actually saw that. I guess I was in the mindset where if it wasn't Lou Ferrigno, I didn't give a shit.
It was more akin to the Lou Ferrigno series than the Eric Bana movie with Ang Lee directing.
Right.
I enjoyed it at the time, but trying to watch it again is actually quite difficult.
Oh, shit. Hey, Zilla, what do you have to say on this debate?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of zoned out there.